Government is collaborating with School Education Bill Pushpak Muldahl Prasad. The chairman of the NCP Maoist Center in Asar, Kathmandu, has accused the government of conspiring against both the Federal Nizami Bill and the School Education Bill. Pradhan spoke at an event organized by the Integrated All Nepal Teachers Organization in Kathmandu on Saturday, where he described the current government as being fraudulent, corrupt, and dishonest. According to him, the current government has equated fraud, corruption, dishonesty, and fraud. According to Pradhan, his tireless efforts to get the school education bill passed through Parliament are essential. He emphasized that without the government's support, the previous teachers' movement would not have been able to reach an agreement in this form. After passing the bill through the cabinet, I sent it to the House, where it was subsequently subjected to further amendments. He recollected that the education bill was mishandled in a manner similar to the civil servants bill. It's a frightening truth that the federal civil service bill is being scrutinized by parliamentarians, he revealed. The bill, which was sent to the House without being registered, was tampered with as much as possible due to teacher demands. He recollected the bill after discovering it had been altered and instructed the staff to examine it independently for any errors and then revise it. KP Sharma Oli, the current Prime Minister, was accused by Pradhan of insulting teachers and the movement. Your extended movement has been insulted by the Prime Minister, who has attacked both the movement and teachers in a highly public manner, he disclosed. Despite the government's pledge to pass a law on school education by the 15th of April, it has not yet done so. After much deliberation and adversity, the knowledge we gained has been redacted, repeated, and many attempts were made to erase it. I am afraid that the government will not be able to grasp this lesson, he disclosed.
Another TikTok celebrity was killed in Pakistan. The discovery of Samira Rajput's body in a suspicious state has led to the murder of another social media personality in Pakistan. His body was discovered in the Begowar area of Gotki district in Sindh province only a few days after Sana Yusuf, another TikTok celebrity, was shot and killed. Samira's 15-year-old daughter, who alleges that her mother gave her a poison pill, police suspected her husband was murdered because of constant pressure from him. A content creator, Samira's daughter has more than 58,000 followers on TikTok and police have detained one person in the case. However, it is still uncertain what led to her death. Women influencers in Pakistan are at risk due to the threat posed. Women are at risk of becoming social media influencers in Pakistan. Sana Yusuf, a 17-year-old who had 7.4 million followers on TikTok and almost 5 million on Instagram, was shot to death in her home last month.
Communist unity was backed by masses despite the popular support for communist unity in Nepal. Pushpak Muldahl Pradhan, the chairman of the NCP Maoist Center, expressed his dissatisfaction. Pradhan spoke at an event in Kathmandu on Saturday to commemorate the 47th anniversary of Pushpalal Shrestha's death, stating that unity is futile without clarifying why communist unity did not endure. He declared that the peace process had reached its objective and he was among those who would come together to advocate for unity, even if it meant voting against socialists and communists. He stated that his proposal was embraced by the people and supported by many communist activists. However, the unity did not endure. He emphasized that the reason for communist unity's absence cannot be resolved by talking about unity in an abstract and idealized manner. This has been proven repeatedly and consistently throughout history, not just in Nepal but also in other countries. The Communist International was unable to be united by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, as he remembered. Pradhan proposed to seek a leadership alliance with Pushpal, with him serving as the central figure. Unity in Nepal is not based on others. I am the living proof of that, and I believe that's the case. If the leader acts as a broker for brokers, does that mean they are communist? The current Nepali stockbrokers, middlemen, and a few others were accused by Pradhan of ruining the Nepalese state. He stated that the economy of Nepal, the development process of Kathmandu, is being taken over by petty Nepalese and other intermediaries. He pointed out that bureaucratic capitalism is the primary impediment to Nepal's progress and success. We are disturbed by the current situation, which has left us questioning whether the Federal Nizamati Bill was brought into existence. In a country devoid of monarchy, Nepal must unite against corrupt capitalism, according to him. Communist unity can commence from there, and the leaders of communist groups who facilitate corruption should also be considered intermediaries. As the Prime Minister, Oli is more intelligent than you. I offered him an hour to participate in the election process with the intention of uniting as a united front once we win. He responded by saying simply, let's take it one step further, not the Prime Minister, because there wasn't any election. He added that despite being the Prime Minister and aware of its safety, the President was also necessary to ensure their survival. He proposed that the Prime Minister should not be concerned about unity being broken. Instead, he suggested that they would take turns and then order the Central Committee to consume the entire period, as this would harm the party. He stated that he does not require a Prime Minister as his journey is towards communist unity and socialism with the aim of surpassing the party and leading the way. During a 5-day stay as chairman of the NCP meeting in the National Assembly, he witnessed leaders from within the legislature and the Maoist center smiling and promising to bring unity. The following week, Prasad revealed that Emma would be his killer and the Oli group had gathered at a hotel in the pastoral district. Then the conflict began.
Rainfall is main source of irrigation on remaining 19% of arable land due to the absence of irrigation. Agriculture, which is the primary sector of Nepal's economy, is experiencing a crisis. Government statistics indicate that only 19% of the arable land has access to irrigation year-round, despite agriculture contributing 25% to the GDP. Rain is not a factor as the people who cultivate the remaining land depend on rainwater to sustain their crops. The government's policy, programme and budget for the current fiscal year 2082/83 have set a target of achieving 6% economic growth. According to the National Account Statistics Report for this financial year 2081/82, these three sectors are responsible for producing the largest proportion of the gross domestic product GDP. Due to the drought, more than half of Madhya Pradesh and the Western Ghats have not been planted. On Friday, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli visited Madhya on various pre-arranged dates. He also took to social media to express his sympathy for the girl, and when he arrived at the summit, the Prime Minister announced this morning 500 deep bore connections in the Terari. According to reports, deep drainage, as suggested by Ujjwal Upadhyay, does not provide a solution to drought, but rather reduces the groundwater level, which further intensifies the water crisis and increases the risk of drought. According to the Office of National Statistics, the agricultural sector only grew by 3.28% in the last quarter of 2018/82. Last year, rice was planted on time and with adequate rainfall. The 11 days of floods did not have a significant impact on rice cultivation, except for damage in some fields located on the hill and plateau. The Economic Survey 2018/82 shows that of the 2,536,319 hectares in February 2018, only 62.28% of this total was irrigated, and 44.4% of arable land, equivalent to 0.9% of total area, was not cultivated. The government's budget has experienced growth over the past decade, with an average annual increase of 13.6%, but only 1.5% in the amount of arable land that has been converted to irrigation facilities due to the need for rain-based irrigation, and no budgetary spending. In the Economic Survey 2018/82, it is estimated that rice production in the state has increased by 4.04% year-on-year to 59,555,476 nt. The average yield of rice this year was 4.19 kt/ha. The economy of the 6 states is primarily dependent on agriculture. The National Statistics Office has stated that agriculture is a crucial component of the regional GDP, with agriculture, forestry, and fisheries making up the major contributors to the GDP of all provinces except Bagmati. Nepal's economy is estimated to be worth 61.7 trillion. The GDP of Madhya Pradesh accounts for 13.16% of Nepal's total GDP, with the agriculture, forestry, and fisheries sectors contributing the most to the remaining 36.73%. The wholesale and retail trade sector is the primary source of income for Nepal's GDP, with agriculture being a smaller component. Agriculture makes up 31.02% of the state's GDP, while Karnataka and the Far West make up 4.19% and 7.03%, respectively. The crisis could have negative consequences for farmers, the economy, and foreign trade. Dr. Ramkumar Fanial, an economist and former member of the National Planning Commission, has suggested that the drought in the Madhya and Terari region could result in a direct crisis, with 3 directions. He believes that farmers will lose their source of income if they are unable to produce crops. The country's population of farmers, which is expected to rise due to the looming crisis in the future, will have a direct impact on the economy. According to him, the agricultural sector was 80% rice-based, and agriculture needed to contribute at least 4% to achieve the current economic growth rate of 6%. He noted that Nepal's import of rice is exceeding its requirements, and the situation may continue to escalate in the future. The government should focus on utilizing the available options for immediate and swift implementation of major projects to provide long-term solutions, according to him.
Ongoing conflict between Thailand and Cambodia persists for 3rd day despite their call for a ceasefire. The 2 countries have not yet put an end to their conflict. According to Reuters, the border dispute between the 2 countries, which asserted that they attacked in self-defense, has been ongoing for 3 days. In the coastal province of Trat in Thailand and Persart province in Cambodia, the 2 forces were involved in their most recent clashes. The border dispute between the 2 countries has been intensifying due to the location of the Saturday clashes being approximately 100 kilometers away from their previous meeting. Al Jazeera has reported that the attack, which took place in recent days between Thailand and Cambodia, has resulted in the deaths of more than 32 people on both sides and left over 130,000 people injured. Border dispute has intensified since the death of a Cambodian soldier in late May, as both parties increased their military presence at the border. Fragile coalition of power in Thailand was facing a crisis due to tensions with Cambodia and border disputes. The Thai side has recorded the deaths of 7 soldiers and 13 civilians, while the Cambodian side lost 5 soldiers in combat and 8 civilian lives as of Saturday. A temporary camp has been established at a university campus in Thailand's border province of Sisak for almost 5 million people who have been displaced due to tensions with Cambodia. A resident of a university camp, Samrong Kornbudang, aged 51, shared with Reuters that they were terrified by the cannon sound and left home. However, their husband has now returned to the herd, and they have been unable to contact them since leaving. Anwar Ibrahim, the Malaysian Prime Minister, has promised to push for a ceasefire between Thailand and Cambodia. A proposal made by Malaysian Prime Minister Ibrahim, who is also the head of the Southeast Asian Nations Organization, has been well received by both Thailand and Cambodia. Ibrahim, the Malaysian Prime Minister, stated that he has asked his foreign minister to collaborate with both parties and is willing to discuss personal issues to avoid war. The UN Security Council's discussion on the accusations. Charchai Chavavit, the Thai ambassador to the United Nations, accused Cambodia of constructing a mine tunnel on its soil during an official Security Council meeting on Friday. According to him, soldiers have been injured by the mine since mid-July. Earlier on Thursday, he maintained that the attack was executed by Cambodia and that Thailand had retaliated in self-defense, but Cambodia refuted the accusations of Thailand. The Thai side requests that Cambodia be willing to accept a ceasefire and engage in genuine renegotiation. Thailand was accused by the Cambodian Defense Ministry of conducting unprovoked and unintentional military strikes. In the past few days, Thailand has been increasing its troop count and stockpiling of military equipment in the border area, as reported by the Cambodian Defense Ministry. According to a statement released on Saturday, the ministry and agencies concurred that Thailand's intention to escalate aggression and infringe on Cambodia's sovereignty was made clear through planned military preparations.